What did you do this through? Oh, okay. You ever seen this message before?
Yeah, just tell it no, no.
So if you turn it on, it'll just hide messages or something. Mars, welcome, brother. You still here? Running a little behind. I am having frustration.
2 minutes.
Oh, 2 minutes is 2 minutes. Still behind. Got a drone that's being retarded. This guy here. I'll have the top plate and all off. I'll go ahead and do everything, and then when I put everything back together, I'll try it before I put props on. As soon as I put props, it intermits. It starts motor sometimes it doesn't. Brand new. I think it's the Beta S4 board. D-Dub.
Hold up, wait a minute. What do you mean, how does it feel to be a criminal?
You talking about, I think, Zoe's video when she says, I'm a criminal and so are you? I haven't watched that. These nuts, what's up? Badoga. Alright, good night, bro. Yeah, it has been warm. That's for sure. Or he's talking about flying from the car. I don't pay attention to that stuff, dude. I really don't. They may have caused it, to be honest with you. I'm a smooth criminal.
We went over that last week. You're not a criminal.
What's up?
That's not true, DW.
Mr. Gauss, welcome.
And I'll give you the link to the FAA that says as long as you're still following the 8 guidelines, you're fine. I will give you the direct link to the FAA. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, we didn't look all into all that.
We went over this last week.
I'm waiting on it. Like, I'll take the knowledge test. Give it to me. Can you fly? Yep. John C., what's up? Got my tiny whoop. Cool, brother. I've been out this week running some whoops. Running them through the trees. Mike's up flying when dipshits are sleeping. Yeah, so what happens there is people are grabbing that trending thing and just getting views, dude. That's all it is. I could do my channel and, hey, man, these laws change and all that. Yes, they have changed, but they're still pretty much what we all follow, and there's going to be a knowledge test that's coming that you have to take. Right. So they haven't released the knowledge test yet. And when it is, it's just like so a lot of people at 107s I've talked to about it, they said it's just going to be a general knowledge test to say like I think kind of like something like, okay, how high can you fly? 400, 800 or 600, something like that feet or whatever. So it's going to be like something like that, like a knowledge agreement test or something. So you took the test that way if you go out and do something. Because think about it now, how we all do it. I don't say how we all do it because I don't got breaking the laws doing it. But I'm saying like if they get in trouble with it, they fly in the airport. They're like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. So that's what the knowledge test is going to take all that away, from what I understand of it.
Yep.
Then when they say you you know what I mean, like, oh, I didn't know. Then you're like, no, because you took that knowledge test, you definitely knew. So that's what they're going on with that. My opinion of that side of it. I don't get into the politics. I just fly. When I was into guns, it was the same thing. There's nothing different except it's called drones this time. Right, Mr. Giles? Rip it. And that's the thing. Man, when we go out, we're so respectful. I don't know about everyone else. I can't say anything for any other pilots, but I know the ones, our squad that we fly around, and pretty much everybody I've met been roughly the same way. You know what I mean? They've just been like doing the rules, following the rules. Doing what, we don't even go.
What we had as guidelines before are now laws.
Right.
That's the main difference.
Yeah, exactly.
Now they can punish you
Right.
for breaking the law
That's the perfect.
instead of breaking a guideline.
What she said. What we had is rules are now laws. So that's the basically main
What
thing
came
about
out in October of 2018 is now gone into effect as law.
Mike Brooks, welcome. Warlin, what's up, brother? Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. And that's like my flight that I did. You guys saw me do from the car. Okay, we went to a park later at night. Well, not at night, but later during the day. In the evening, because you can't fly at night. And no one was around. You guys even saw a car way out in front of me. You saw me stay right beside the car, get off in the field just in case something went wrong. That's why we did it that way. Russell was in the back spotting. Crystal was driving. I was the pilot. So I had all grounds covered. And we had a sunroof so he could see up. He could see outside, out the back. And that's why I kept the drone down low. Perfect. Jim, what's up? Bill, Newfound. Dude, that glacier that you filmed, holy cow. Everyone was like, what is the neon glowing? John C., what have I heard about the GoPro Hero 3 Plus Black? I don't have the black, I have the silver. The silver works really well, so I can imagine the black is usually a touch better than the silver. So I'd imagine it would be still just as good. I have the Hero 5 Black, not the 3. Yeah, Bill, that was cool, man. That was real cool. Crystal showed it to me because I'm not on. I do Facebook, but I hit and miss on that.
And like I said last week, 2 paragraphs under where it states about that new test that's coming, it clearly says as long as you're under those 8 guidelines and following those 8 old guidelines that are now 8 laws,
right,
you're good.
And that's why you guys always heard me say I always follow the rules, because it was rules, but now it's laws. And that's why, because if you just
that's the only thing that's different.
I don't judge no one. If you want to fly 1,000 feet, I'm with you. I'll watch you on goggles. I'll film you if you want me to. To each their own. You know, that's your quad, your gear. You're in charge. You're the pilot, just like an airplane pilot. What he does, he's responsible. So that's all I'm saying. Like, I think the highest on a race quad, honestly, a freestyle quad, maybe 180 feet, maybe. Because the trees I mess with over here, like 120. So I don't go much above that on a dive or something. So that's what I'm saying, probably 180 at the most. Now, Mr. Gauss, he goes like 2,000, 3,000 feet out away from himself. And that's like when I do distant runs, okay? I do it in the field over here. I have nothing but farmland straight out ahead of me, you know? So that's what I do. If something happens, it's going to go off, drop into Matt Layfield's field. His cattle are like hardly ever in that area. So they might trample on it if they come walking through there. First minute. Oh, sweet, bro. Come first minute. Sweet. Hey, I was messing with Whoops. I've been messing with the I got the Mobula back up. I put that in the V3 frame, and then this is the Pro, and I got the X. And I got this little guy going today. Where's that? It's out in the living room, actually, I think. My little I call it Pinky. It's got the little cockroach framing on. But here's the Beta 75X. I really like this guy. So I kind of thought this was a contender for the Mobula when I first got it. I was like, well, this thing will whoop the Mobulas behind. Well, there's a reason for that. This thing's got everything different in it, bigger motors. So this was the one that was meant to compete with the Mobula. This is the Beta. It's the same as what this guy is, the Beta 75, but this is the Pro. This is the X. You can see motor different sizes. This is holding a 1.5 millimeter shaft motor, and these guys, or no, 1 millimeter, and these guys are 1.5. But so here's my Mobula. So I put my Mobula into a V3 frame, put some gem fan props onto it. It doesn't have the prop. It doesn't blow props off with these props here. These are the gem fans. thanks to Chuck It, I have his 2 Eachine here, the trash can. So he told me, he's like, we're going to put a set of them props on yours because they're the same. So it definitely makes it better. I put the XT30 connector onto it, got rid of those JSTs. I still have to put some conformal coating, let me correct it, conformal coating on this stuff here. But other than that, it flies great. And then I run just a 2S battery, not the 2 batteries to make one. So it's fun. Rex, what's up? But whoops are fun. Like definitely the 2S whoops. The 1S whoops are good too. I was actually messing with the 1S whoop today. I was going just up and all through the trees, the little pink one, little cockroach brush motors and all that.
La cucaracha?
Yeah, La Cucaracha. And my workbench is a mess. I've gotten printer problems, been working on that. And between that and then Nubapalooza, it's been crazy. But getting everything back under control and getting back in gear, so that's what we gotta do. See, I got my Hawk 5 set here.
Yeah,
I got new ESC hanging on it. Everything. I blew the ESC off of that last week, flying with Cricket FPV up in his house. We call it his house, but his park. Thanks to Greg while he's in here. I want to thank him again. He sold me the frame for my Hawk 5 when I wrecked it. Vampire John, what's up, brother? There's a wild man for you.
Vampire got to fly with them last week.
Yes, Vampire was ripping with us Monday and Wednesday, I think it was. Yeah, Monday and Wednesday, we flew with John. Really cool guy. Knees are beautiful. Yeah, all scarred up.
No, man, they're looking rough. If you see, you can see a piece of it there. I got a nasty bruise.
I think all our flying was
Chris
shitty.
is beating on me.
But my Hawk 5 was my fault. Okay, you know, on the back of the frame, if you guys got them, I'll show you up this little guy. So it's got 2 little slits right in here. There's a reason for that, for you to put a zip tie and get a zip tie on this wire here, because when you pull real hard and the connectors, I'm an idiot and I go inside and bend my connectors out to make a tight fit so I don't want my battery disconnect, it rips wires off your ESC when you do that. So suggest not doing that. Maybe let the battery just fall off and find the room. That's the easiest way, maybe. But when I hit, I had a plastic hoop onto. I had a newbie drone strap, and it got plastic hoops. As soon as I hit against the tree, crack! It broke the hoop and then snapped and just ripped everything off. It did not. So the wires were like this, and I had a cap right here in the middle, so it kind of kept the wires apart. Because if not, that's another thing that you have to worry about. Chuck will tell you that.
No.
When you rip it off, rip a wire, it will touch and it causes fire. That's how normally your drones catch fire, but this one had a cap that stopped that. Thank God.
Have fun, D's, but don't kill King Kong. Just enjoy your flight, babe.
Oh no, you don't want to send it to its death. Did you ever get in that spot and get your drone back? I always think about that. I actually flown mine the other day and I thought about you. I was like, man, I was just thinking to myself, I told Crystal, I was like, there's no way I would, they would arrest me. I'm sorry. I would be sneaking in the gate.
Vampire said
Carrying
next
a
time
pizza
we
or
do
something.
that, I need to drive faster. And I saw Ed comment that I was driving like Miss Daisy. But what you guys did not get to see
It was crazy.
was him in the passenger seat. Oh.
It wasn't.
It was different.
As
When
bad
you
as
watch
what I
him
thought.
fly and it was nice and smooth, he was so nervous. When he got done and landed the quad, his hands were literally shaking.
Yeah, and that's what I told her. So I said, well, go slow because I want to try it slow first. I did burn a pack from there to where we ended at. That pack was over with. It was like 14-1 by the time we got around the corner. I guess from, driving that long way just and then doing a couple rolls and flips. But it was fun. Do it, guys. If some people say don't do it in a safe area, though. Let me first say that. Do it
Off-road,
off-road. We were in a
dirt
park.
road,
Yeah.
private property.
I wanted her to do it in the field, but all the bouncing and bumping, I just thought that would be probably not worth doing. So that's why we went to the park. But make sure you have a spotter. He can be in the back seat. a driver, because we know it, well,
You don't want to
I
FPV
guess
drive.
yeah, well, we might be able to handle something like that. But yeah, do it that way safe. That way you don't risk hurting nobody. And you know I don't play safety anyway, but I just got to cover the disclaimer. But no, it was fun. It was something I've always wanted to do. GPS bird, I wanted to do it, but I was always worried about the car messing with the GPS signal and causing the quad to do something wonky that I wasn't in control of, to where I've known that I've set my car a million times and flown these guys, and they fly perfect from in the car. So I knew I was good there. Now, I knew the footage was good for, behind me and all that. Miss Kaz, welcome. FPV drone.
Kaz, Mars is saying you're a bad influence. I said you're an amazing influence. But you gotta watch out with him
Oh,
getting
you
his
got
license.
your license?
Uh-huh.
Have you been to the track yet?
See? That's the bad influence right there. Not Kaz. This one.
So you're racing the Beta 65S. Cool beans. Are you running, do you stay in angle mode? Because I know a lot of people that race them will stay in angle mode. Because you can adjust the pitch on those things into Betaflight. It's only $30 for that GoPro Hero 3 Black John. That's well worth it, I would think. I'm just thinking on how my GoPro 3 Silver does, and I'm thinking I would spend $30 all day long on another camera just like that. It does great footage.
Kaz, honey, I know you're all innocent. Just like I am. We're the sweet, innocent angels.
Oh, okay, so he can't leave his front gate glitch to walk with you. That sucks. You know that thing's probably sitting right in there too. I'd send a pizza to his guard shack or something. Like they can come all week, bro, to go find my drone. No, Mr. Gauss. I've seen a lot of videos about that, but no one personally I know yet has tried the Fox Ear Fox 2. And I have like 4 sessions, so it'd be a long time before I try one.
I think Mars is cracking up whenever we saying her Kaz and I are sweet, innocent angels.
Okay, yep, stabilized mode, sweet. There's nothing wrong with that, bro. Most people they bitch about it, but hey, if you're winning races in it, doesn't matter which in. Because acro, I noticed with those whoops, even on a tuned whoop, the acro, it still gives you washout unless you, which I've been learning flying. And that sounds weird, but when you guys see right now, you see a lot of my videos, they're smoother. Well, that's because I don't come back down in my dead air a lot. And that's what a lot of times I was doing. I'd split S, I'd throw over like this, I'd go all the way down, get back on the throttle, and then come back out. And that's what was causing me when I got on the throttle, going in that dead air and coming back out, some wobbles. So I get back on the throttle a lot faster now as I'm coming down. That's why everything looks so much smoother. But with the whoops, I noticed you can do that, but you have to remember not to cut that throttle all the way down, and that's a bad habit of mine. Because I got whoops that are tuned, and I can go here and just fly it like a 5-inch, do invert yaw spins and stuff, but when you come back out, you kind of get that little bit of wobble, what Mike was talking about, Birdman, on his whoops.
Mr. Gauss is exactly right. Most whoop pilots are flying in stabilized mode anyways.
Exactly.
They're not out there in acro mode attempting to race the way some do. Although I know quite a few guys that are doing that.
I like doing it in acro though, because you have to be fast too, but you also not doing the course like you do, Mars. Don't get me wrong. You're doing what you're doing right. But like outside, you'll see me come through just the obstacles, and I'll pitch it forward, just pluck that throttle, man. That thing will just shoot. But that's how I broke most of my whoops when I first got them. I take them right at an angle, put them in acro, wham, break the frame. Because that thing in acro on 2S, I'm telling you what, you smack somebody with it, they're gonna probably come over to you. It is actually. I'll agree with you. Stabilizes quicker for whoop races, no doubt, because you don't have to worry about doing all of this, and then. The only thing I see it would do good for, if you miss the gate, you'd be able to circle back faster. Kind of just like pull power loop and go back kind of like a 5-inch or something. But then what's the chances of that thing coming down and being perfect, you know what I mean, without a wobble to get you go through the gate? And those gates you guys set up, if it's anything like what you showed before, that's a tight little course. That's sweet. There's a lot of people that run 5-inch in stabilized mode for racing. They just because of that angle, you can pitch it and have it, do what you want to do.
Yeah, and the guys around here are more into the anywhere from 3 to 6 inch racers outside with the gates in the summer, and then the whoop races in the winter.
In the wintertime.
So, and I know you guys, your weather is flip flop, so it's probably getting a little chillier there. So that would make sense with your whoop races. We just got to get you outside during the summer
biker.
and get some gates going.
Sounds down. Stable mode most of the time. I like the stable mode. Like I can still have fun in stabilization mode, but flying FPV in it with the whoops, no problem. Because like I said, you adjust the angle and you can make that thing twist and turn however you want to. But the 5-inch, nah, and it's only because my brain, right? I'm used to being able to just like if I'm coming up on something, just to roll off of it or something. So when I tried one time flying Ryans at angle mode, and like I come up to the tree, I was like, and the drone just kept going straight. That was really weird. But that's just the mode it was in. Then I was like, okay, yeah, we're good. But I get why you would stay in stable mode for hitting the gates with the whoop. It makes total sense. So you're running the 65S. You're running what? 2? Is that 2S or 1S? I want to say 2, right? 65S, I think it was. I had Crowley's here working on it. I don't remember what that was. That was the Beta 65S or X, but his was a 2S. Bob down landing upside down also.
As long as you land, that's what matters.
So I have been doing some tinkering on my micros. This is the DMR Bob I was telling you about. DMR 2.5-inch Shuriken. Okay, what I have found with my micros, I have been putting too much power to them. So this guy, this was built by a dude named Pat. He said run 4S on it, but it's a 3S. These motors are only 2 to 3S. So I was having a lot of oscillations, and you already know what happens. It smokes it like a pack of pool. Smoked the motor, so I got to get a motor for this guy now. Captain Cook in the house. Welcome.
Yo, welcome, babe.
It is the son of your Renata. Well, I took it out, like I said, last week and tried it. It just took off. It started flying to the heavens. I disarmed it, fell on top of a big tree, but it did plinko its way down the limb, so I got it back. So this guy's only capable of running 3S. I figured out my other ones too.
While he's doing that, guys, please wish Edron a happy belated birthday. His birthday was on Wednesday, I do believe. And if you didn't catch him on Facebook, please wish him a happy birthday.
I don't know where my Baby Hawk
birthday week, babe.
My Baby Hawk R is at the limit. So the Baby Hawk R will run 4S. I looked that up. So I'm getting to the point now. I'm starting to look specs up instead of just cramming batteries and things. This guy flies with 4S, but these are T motors, so they're only 3S. But that's why I put these different props on here, because I couldn't get oscillations to stop. Imagine that when it's only calling for 12.8 and I'm cramming 16.8 into it. So I'm gonna get some 3S packs, and that's what I'm gonna run these little guys on. And to be honest with you, they're wicked fast on 4S. Like this little thing would keep up with a 5-inch within a minute, a little better than a minute maybe. After that, the 5-inch is gonna eat on it, but that's why they're crazy fast. Oh, Bob, you have no idea.
Of course you can spank Eric. Isn't that what birthdays are all about? And how old are you, Eric? A lot.
So I got to thank Eric again. So I'm going to show you guys if you have any idea. Right? The camera in the front. Huh? And the camera in the back.
But there's a disclaimer with that. As you can see, that is not hooked up. So Chris flying backwards in his videos right now is literally Chris flying backwards.
Yeah, that's me flying backwards.
That's not a cheater quad at all.
I am
going to
do
all of these off the wall.
A cheater quad, though. So thanks to Eric, he got to review that thing and said, hey, would you be interested? And I'm like, sure, man, I appreciate it. So I will build a cheater quad with a camera in the front, camera in the back. Now, will I be able to master the, say, functions of it? Maybe. Because what happens is you put one in the front, one in the back, right? So think about when you're flying like this, right? So you just don't want to switch your camera without it switching some kind of controls in your transmitter, because you're looking at the sky when you go backwards, right? So then when you turn left, right, going backwards, when you turn left, you're going to go right and opposite, you know? So what happens is when you hook it to your transmitter and you throw that switch, you go into your transmitter, you set some channeling up, and then it actually, I know my mic's still pointed over this way.
I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
And then what happens is it changes everything. It changes your switch and everything. So when you're pushing forward on your stick, you're now moving backwards. So if you go left, just like this, and then think of, you know, your action cam up front here. So you're going to capture everything backwards. You can do like backwards power loops. But the thing is, the transition is what makes the difference. If you just fly and just go and fly backwards, you kind of want to trick people, because that's the whole part of a cheater quad. So you kind of want to go up and then throw it back, and then do like some backwards flying and things like that. Cricket FPV just doesn't need that shit.
Jim, hon, you don't have to switch in the goggles. It automatically does it.
Right.
The board switches the camera in the goggles.
Right.
Like Edron was saying. So there's no issue. It's whatever camera you're looking out is what your goggles
That's what this board here does. Get this focused in for you. So that's what this board does. If it focuses, it actually changes it for you. Look at that beautiful soldering job. I did great, didn't I? Ha! That's E-Drone. Man, I was checking out them soldering joints, brother.
E-Drone better watch out. Bob's
got it going on.
Birthday spankings in, and Neil's gonna hold him while Bob's spanking him, and Bob's gonna hold him while Neil's spanking him.
I'm gonna give you guys a secret. Just bring some rope.
You said he'd been real naughty.
Ryan. Guys, if you want this setup here, go to ViFly. I believe ViFly.com, Eric. Would that be it? Or you could drop the link, Eric, if you want. Yes, the guys that do the buzzers, I believe it's the same company. Check them out. This board is very affordable. Very, very affordable. The cameras, well, I guess whatever the average micro cam would cost you, which these are just like not like, you know, run cams or anything. So they're just like a clone. They look very nice. Real close to the run cam, to be honest with you, from what I've seen. I can't wait to try them. I think it's going to be really cool just to throw it in reverse and see behind yourself.
I'll try my best to keep Mars straight, Kaz. I can't promise anything, but yes, indeed, you did hear spankings.
Yes, sir. Oh, no problem, Dan. Yeah, so there it is. If you click that link, that'll carry you over to where you can pick up this little board and all that. It's something that you're probably not going to fly every day, but just when we get together, that would be cool. I think it would be awesome just to have a cheater quad. I don't know which one I'm going to do it with yet. It'll probably be something I may just build out of the blue for just this setup. And something to go out and Maddie's will be so easy.
No time soon, Mars. He said FPV quad race between Chris and Crystal. His money's on me. No. I did fly at the FPV track. It did not go good.
She crashed in the same spot twice.
I did. But in my defense, Chris moved my camera angle. So when I went to go around a turn, yeah, I clicked
Yeah, please.
I am the noob in the bunch.
Please
I will
push.
admit my mistakes.
Please push the dislike or like, whatever you choose. Just one. Pick one at least. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. So what I was telling you about the micro. So this guy is 2S, which I know this guy runs on 2S. This is the Happy Model Toad 90. Skipper Drone sent this into me. This thing's really cool to fly. Like, I was up Philly and all, running all around the gazebos and all. It was really, really fun. Beeps the whole time, but you gotta turn the beeper off of it.
Let me get some practice in, Mars. A lot of practice.
Yeah, I'll be in trouble when she gets practice. So I've been working on this turd here today. This guy here, I had the XSRM receiver into it. It was acting wonky, so I went ahead and put an XM Plus into it. Now this is all built just with spare parts I had laying around. Got some 2700 T motors on it. It's got I think it's a Beta flight controller. Something's wonky with it though. It'll arm sometimes and sometimes it won't. And it did that both with this receiver and the XM Plus, so that tells me something's up with the board that's in it. So I just about smashed it in pieces today. It's just frustrating. It would arm motors, and then as soon as I put props on it, take it out front to try it, it wouldn't arm motors. It's like it's got a. I was looking on the motor, see we had like a prop detector on there somewhere, but it really doesn't. But it goes to show you, sometimes you just have so much trouble with quads, and it goes to show you guys that I have issues too. So everyone out there thinks I'm like some kind of goddess that works on these things.
God, not goddess.
God, whatever.
No, there's a big difference. You don't want to go there.
Screwball. But yeah, I have the same issues. There's times I sit there and bash my head against the table about a quad too, because you know me. Well, I'll just shovel shit until I figure the problems out instead of asking for help. But it's how you learn. I feel like that. PID looping was 4K, 1K, so I went back to 8K, 2K, or was it 4K? Yeah, 4K, 2K. It actually started arming motors again. So my next thing is going to be the ESCs say D-Shot on them. So maybe I got it on D-Shot 600. I'm going to try to roll it back to D-Shot 300 and see if that changes anything. But there's a couple of the little things I got to do with it. And it's got beta 4.0.2. So I may go back to beta 4.0 or beta 3.7 and try to see if that is an issue too. Sometimes I've seen that be an issue, and most of the time not. It's just having a mind of its own. Oh, I get peed on. As long as I get paid good, I'm good. Lemonade. Okay, so you got brushed motors on yours, gotcha. I'll tell you what, those motors, dude, they're crazy. So this one here has I got a mess over here, so I can't even find stuff from before. Here it is.
Well, after last week, I wonder why you have a mess.
This little guy here has got the plum motors in it, the purple ones. They're made for racing. These things get super, super, super hot. So they're made for, like, I guess, running a couple races and then more or less replacing them. But I want to get the Awesome Sauce, the gold motors. I got them for the, let me go grab my other route. It's out here. I was running that through the tree today. I had drones all over the house.
Yes, you do. After last week, this house was a disaster.
So here's the one I was talking about. This one's got the gold motors on it. You see some zip ties on there because I cut one of my wires in half. So I thought I pulled the wire out of the bottom, but I actually didn't. But this little thing, just a little 1S brushed motors. Now this little thing, Mars, boy, lucky MD ain't close. I'd have to maybe put you in second place. He's like, yeah, okay. This thing's nice, dude. Really nice. Got nice angle. Even in what you call it? I'll put a little rotor right sticker on there. Do a little dick riding. Why not? You see all the pollen and all on it just from going up into trees and stuff. But that's fun to fly. Really, really fun. Cool to just go out and run around. Now this one here, you would definitely have your hands full. This one's brushed motor, 6mm, the Racon Heli. I put some electric tape, put some hot glue here because the camera was wobbling. So this thing's really built. Metal, it's got the metal whoops, metal inductrix, little carbon fiber frame.
Focus did those dive picks look good for you?
Did those what?
Dive picks.
Dive picks. I think I saw the ones you're talking about. Mike at the what is it? That the yeah, okay, I was making sure he didn't just message me. Yeah, you're talking about the ones over to the war, what was that? That field there? I can't remember what it was called. The battleground, yes. Yeah, dude, that looked pretty good.
You were close. War, battle.
You'll find like that Manus and all, you will see the difference in that, I think, doing dives and stuff like that. But I think your whoops, to be honest with you, my whoops all do that. So I'm not sure that washout, you know how your whoop will do. Mine does the same thing. Like, doesn't matter really which one I'm running. They all kind of do it. I think it's like you said. You said that yours handles a maneuver with more throttle.
Oh, so, let's take what we should talk about. You don't have to pick one.
Yeah, this one.
Oh.
Pinky. This is a cockroach frame. A cucaracha frame with awesome sauce motors. It's got a beta FPV board into it.
We gotta paint it green, right, Mars?
Mars, talking about that green, I haven't forgot you neither. I've been having some printer issues, so
yeah.
When I do put the green on, I do have something coming your way, and you know what I'm talking about. So
God help. Huckleberry, welcome, my dear.
Huckleberry, what's up, brother?
Yeah, we had the extruder go down on one of the printers. I ordered it, or got a new one. It came in broke. Then I had to wait for another new one to come in, which just came in yesterday. So now Chris actually has to replace it.
This little thing's nice. I put that DVR footy up. I'm sorry for the shitty footy of the DVR, but that's basically all I can give you at that point with this. I do have a camera to put on top of it, but I have that camera on my something.
Yeah, Cap, I heard about that.
On the little Tooth Fairy.
Tell you what.
What's that?
He said, me too. With the extruder problem you were telling me about.
Yes, I was telling her about that. I think
they can be great things, but they can also be very temperamental.
You have to have patience to deal with them. Yeah, Ryan, right. That's what I was telling him. I said, because he's got the brushless motors. This little thing is fast. This little thing is really good. I went out yesterday, or not yesterday, day before yesterday, and burnt all my little packs I had, which I probably got like 15, I think. And it was just getting so fun to fly this thing. Flips, rolls, dives.
Huckleberry is out testing and tuning his M7 Primo toothpick.
Toothpick? Uh-oh.
Have you tried the floss?
That's what he's got, the little toothpick. So being you're talking about the toothpick, then I'm going to have to show you something. Check out the Tooth Fairy. Oh. Watch as he goes by. This guy's name is Jeff. And I can give you a nice little story if you want to hear about it. This guy was the one that Ryan or him and Jake traded. My brother-in-law, you guys know of. Well, Jake ended up getting rid of his frame to Ryan, and they made a deal. So for this and the frame, they made a deal. Well, Ryan was like, well, I know you liked it, so I'm just going to send it to you. And I'm like, wow, really? So that was cool. Thank you, Ryan. But I was online, no shit, that night, and I'm looking up videos of the Floss Tooth Fairy, right? He has a 3-inch cavity. And then So Quantum FPV, if you guys might know him or not, he's walking down the street, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go down here and fly my Tooth Fairy." And shows you a good close-up shot of it, right? And I'm like, "Hold the hell up! That's the freaking Tooth Fairy I got! No way!"
That's
So
Jeff.
I kind of start looking at his channel more and more and more, and he hasn't reached back out to me, which I think, well, each their own. But I thought it'd be cool, because if I didn't really like this guy, I would just give it back to him just for the fact of it made a full circle. It went out and had fun. So Ryan ended up buying this from Huckleberry.
Jake.
Huckleberry's toothpick. So Ryan ended up buying this from Quantum FPV. Actually, the 26th of this month, Jeff turned 1 year old. So sometime within last year, Ryan bought this from Quantum FPV up in Towson one day. I think it was Ryan. Saw him flying it, just loved it, had to have it. So I thought it was cool. Reached out to Quantum. Is like, man, I got that drone. I just want to let you know. Thank you. You built a nice flyer. And yeah, so that's how ironic is that you get a quad and you go looking stuff up on it and find the exact quad you have in your hand. I'm like, whoa. So that was pretty cool. All right, Huckleberry, be good, bro. That Tooth Fairy, man, I want to do it so bad. I got the Mobula 7 too. I could so turn that into it. He's on tour. Good luck, brother. Send it. Let us know how it runs.
Just remember, Huckleberry, packs don't last that long. So you can do both.
And we're gonna run a short stream tonight, so we're running for like an hour, just because we have other things.
We've got 15 minutes left of that hour.
Well, yeah. Crystal's gonna do the news, and then we're gonna end it. Let's just say that. 85XHD. Oh, you got it. What is it? The Cinewoop thing? Mars and the whoop whoops.
I know, Patton. I know. Get him. But honestly, guys, last week was amazing, and it wore us both out extremely. As you guys probably noticed, Chris did not stream on Monday. I did not stream on Wednesday. It's just been a catch-up type week. Last week we were constantly on the run.
Hella recommended, sweet.
And it's just trying to get things back to normal. But next week will be our full 2.5 hour show.
Yep, and
with a special guest.
And Monday, we're gonna have John C on the night, but John C was out having dinner with his brother and all that. So no problem. We'll catch John next week, and you guys get to meet John. Huckleberry, where'd you get the frame at, bro? Are they back available? I tried to grab one before, but they were sold out. Hey, Chris, that. I know, Mike. I'm not sure. I think it's just the power issue or underpower, maybe.
I promise, Bob, next week will be a full show. You have my word, baby.
Sure you will. And I'll get back on Monday. So Monday, I was telling Crystal what I want to do is, I think Monday is going to also be the Drone Network, but it'll be kind of, you remember, guys, how like me and Cap used to do in the very beginning, kind of like a Wakey RC. Welcome, brother. How we did like the pre-show, and then so I think Monday I'm make it like the Drone Network. It'll just be whatever. It won't be no guests or anything. It'll just be us running our mouths. And then Saturday will be like or Friday. I'm sorry, I'm lost on days. Friday will be like a structured show of like guests. You guys want to get on? Hit us up. We'll have you on. Let people meet you that's never met you. I think everyone knows everybody at this point, but it'd still be cool. Nubapalooza, fuck the world. Damn right, bro. That was the shit, to meet up with everybody and meet a couple of our, like, say, rock stars into the hobby. Bot Grinder. I'll tell you what, if you guys ever get the chance to fly with Bot Grinder or Cricket FPV, Corey, do it.
I didn't meet the rock stars. I met the amazing down-to-earth guys that you all know and love just as much as I do.
Doug and Corey are really good people.
Dano is amazing.
Yes, Dano. Yes.
Chuck It.
Well,
I already knew
That
Josh.
Chuck guy.
I already knew Edro. We all hang out all the time. I got to meet Holy Squish.
Ryan
who
flown with
was
us
also
Wednesday.
he drove his truck here from the Midwest. So yeah, we got to meet up with some really cool people. Chris got to meet a lot more people than I did, but there's always next year.
Yeah, and it's next year. We're talking Indianapolis, and I can't believe I'm gonna say it. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna do it yet. I'm thinking
Listen to this, guys.
hard
He's
on it.
thinking hard on
Flying
not a drone.
in an airplane.
Guys, I have been trying for years.
So if you don't hear from me,
Nubapalooza comes and he's like, I might do this.
so
I'll be droned, and I tried to get him on a plane not this past Saturday, the one before. And
Didn't
Dano was threatening to throw him in the plane.
but
But
we'll
what
be.
happened?
So we're gonna hit. So just a little bit. I think I know we're gonna hit like Indianapolis. I think Chuck said go up into Chicago to the Bandos. What?
I want to live.
Nah,
I'm staying.
Chicago.
I'm staying.
We said
I'm
Chicago.
staying at camp.
We said Chicago.
I'm staying at camp. They might not make it back, but this chickie will.
Hey, we said Chicago, not Flint.
It doesn't matter.
Now if they
staying
said
at
we're
camp.
going to Flint, Michigan. No, stay away from there.
Look, if I could get him in his, as he calls it, airplane to go to Indianapolis, there might be a possibility I get him to go to Oz, but that's going to take some saving.
That's what I
Honey,
said.
I'd love to go to Oz. I want to see a drop bear in
There he
real life
is.
so bad.
What's up, Dano? Missed you, man, so much. We got to do it
His
again.
ears were burning. He knew I was talking about it.
I
But
want to.
all in a good way.
I want to revamp from Newpalooza, get my shit right, and I'm headed to Mechanicsville. I want to go down there and rip with Dano again. That was fun. He kind of thought he would be. He said his skills wasn't that great, but anyway, don't listen to that guy. He picked that damn quad up and flown that damn campus like he owned it. He said it, but like, Chris, don't drink the water in Flint. You're damn right. That's what caused the people in Flint to be the way they are. They did that to those people. But now I won't be scared
You're
to get
within
in.
driving distance, Neil.
I won't
Not
be
flying
scared.
distance.
I won't be scared to get in the plane, Ryan. I actually got into one and sat down with a bunch of people a couple years back, and it actually was pretty cool. Layton Science UFO Builder, welcome.
Do you remember?
Yes.
Do you remember?
His name? Tim. She did tell me. Welcome, Tim. I was trying to think. I was going to say Chad, but I knew I was way off. He was it, Tim.
See, I was right.
Thank you for stopping in and checking us out, man.
That's why I asked him. Do you remember?
But yeah, so if we drive, it'll be like 13 hours, and then you got to rent a car and all that. So flying might be an option. I'm not sure. I think I'll be good. Dano tried to get me on the Cessna that they were running, but he's like, I'm going to pay you way. You just got to get on.
Very true, Paul. Very true. Paul said, safest way to travel, Chris. After all, they only ever crash once.
Right. That's the thing.
And the thing of it is, you run
Take
more
a
of a
train. Yeah, there
risk
you go.
driving down Route 50
I
and
know.
having an accident that will kill you
But
than ever being in a plane crash.
here's my thing.
Alan Dano, sissy.
Here-
We picked on him all day Saturday. And now he's talking about flying
Here's
to
why.
Indianapolis. Can you believe this shit,
Here's
Dano?
why. But listen, and she's being a retard right now. She'll tell you why. I do have claustrophobic, and I can't control it. So you guys know that. If you got claustrophobic, it's I don't know. It's something hard to explain. But when I'm just seeing myself sitting in that airplane, bunch of people around, little tiny aisleway. My thing is, if they will let me go, and they're not going to because they need to get the plane off the ground, get you where you're going, and kick your ass wherever you go, right? So if they would let me go in with the people and just set me down for a minute and let me sit there with that door, and I know that that door is open. If I don't feel good, I can just walk back out. I will be good with that. But my thing is, I'll get up in the air. My retardism will kick in. I'll have a claustrophobic moment. 10 TSA agents will take my ass down, and then I'll be one of the guys on the news. So that's what I'm trying to prevent. So I want to build my confidence up going there. So I think I'm gonna go to Ocean City, ride on some buses that are kind of packed with people, and get myself up to that part to do it. I got some Xanax. I can just pop a couple Xanax and, like Neil said, take that shot of whiskey and you'd be lamp free. No,
Dano said, yes, with Chris driving, you were greatly at risk. Dano was begging for me to drive, so.
but I think I'm gonna do it. I just think it's time to say, well, do it. If the plane crashes, it was meant to happen. That's just that simple. Nothing I can do with that part, but try to
Maybe we should take separate planes.
not die. Maybe I'll buy a parachute in between then. Shit ain't going right. Bye. I'd be scared to jump out the plane at that point. Somebody have to push me.
I'd have to push it. Go!
See, Dano, it goes hand in hand, driving and flying. I tried to tell you that. They let me fly the plane. All would be good.
Say hi to Gracie. She's waving at the screen where she sees
Grace, hey. Right, TSA
Oh,
won't allow
come on,
parachute.
Captain. What you know, what they don't know won't hurt them. And Chris is gonna find a way. He'll
Cool,
be the
Tim.
one that puts it in front, like puts the shirt over top of it and says, "That's not a parachute. I'm just fluffy. Come on now." As he's walking through the screener.
And then my luck, right? I'll be sitting there and nothing will go wrong. As I'm either exiting the plane or something, the parachute, poof! That would be my luck. Yeah, right, Dan. I'll carry on. I guarantee you, a plane's going down, I can put a parachute on in 2.2 seconds. No, I don't know. I just
Lars, honey, did you click send?
talk myself out of it, more or less. But I'm not going to talk myself out of it this time. I'm going to do it. If shit happens, then there will be no more drone network. Right, Neil? Shit, that's my
Oh,
backpack. I put it under my shirt so no one can steal anything out of my
Oh.
backpack.
Oh, shit.
But it's not as bad as I think it is. As much as I may think it is. Yeah, right?
I still think they're adorable. I think you're over exaggerating, Mars. That is not a typical drop bear.
Yeah.
And you'll be there to protect me, so it's all good.
Just know if something happens, I'm going to be that drone for that few seconds. I'm going to dive that tree.
Dano said, strap quads on the back.
Right? Slow me down. And that's what I told her. I said, another thing, I want my drones with me. So I don't want to put my drones in the freaking baggage area. And then you get to where you're at. You're like, yeah, come in here to fly. And then they're going to mail me my package. It's like,
He said, take the Inspire and just hang on.
right, Paul?
Actually, we need the BFQ and we'll just slide
Yeah,
there.
dude. We
That's
had
all.
BFQ quad. That would be cool. 8-foot quad. I'd just come back to the ground.
We just have to upgrade the motors.
I'd be like, Inspector Gadget. But I think I'm going to do it. I say I think because I don't want to say I'm going to do it and get up to the point and say, nope. That way they can't say, oh, you talk shit all year and you got here and didn't want to do it. That's why I say I think I'm going to do it. Yeah, right. Y'all my beneficiary.
Next time we hook up with Dano, we're going to have to find a private plane and we'll teach
And
you.
before I go, all my family in here, we're going to go down the wall and I'm going to start putting your names on my quads before I get in the plane and leave, okay?
You better okay that with Rusty.
Right, Ryan? Now, Ryan's got a good idea. Now, they let me take the whoop on and whoop around people. Then I'm in my comfort zone.
Now, see, Captain Cook said me and Crystal are his beneficiary. That's why I said I need to take a separate plane from him.
And me, I need the clothes I'm wearing. I don't need to put no clothes in my backpack. I will wash them out in the stream, hang them over a tree,
What are you gonna wear while you wash them out and hang them out?
buck ass naked. What I come in this world with, I'm gonna wear exactly what my mama gave me. You don't need clothes when you go FPV ripping and stuff like that. You just need
You ever heard of indecent exposure laws?
one set. They're like, man, I need my shoes. I had like 3 pairs of sneakers I gotta take, 20 shirts. Nope, not me. They're like, man, you're wearing them shorts again today. I'm like, yes, sir. I'm not here to fly, bro. We get all that stuff taken care of later. Or you just go out and buy yourself a t-shirt somewhere and a pair of shorts. And be burned off in a crash. Exactly.
You know it. All quad shirts. Always.
Can't wait to get your drone built. I hear ya. You gonna put a parachute on it too, dude? That's epic. See if I had something like that, a parachute. Actually, I was promised a parachute before. Never saw anything. But anyway, that would be cool. If I had a parachute, I would put it on a drone and just do it. I swear I would. Not the Inspire Me.
New dude at the stream. What news at 11?
Right, Paul? Let me say,
Stumbling around.
if I fly and if the whole process is okay, I'll be amazed. Because when I get in there and they start like cramming me in a little room and strip search me or everything, shit, I don't know if that shit goes on, but it'd be like, nope.
Not right. Congratulations, Jano.
Awesome, bro. You got the Amway V1. Sweet. So this guy, I'm standing in front of him. He's like, yeah, you're like a hazy shadow to me. I'm like, okay. So this is a test. I wanted to do this, right? I took my goggles and gave to Dano when Joe was flying BFQ. I'm like, see what you can see. He's up there reading the letters. He's like, holy crap, Uber Quad. I mean, everything in there was perfect. So, guys, I'm trying to tell you, I know the goggles are a little more expensive, the Fat Sharks or the Amways, but it's well worth it. The optics in those things are amazing. No glasses needed. And Dano needs glasses when his box goggles.
There you guys go.
Perfect example. And from that point, Dano, if you start to see things, if it starts, you're not seeing things as good, you can just get the little Dopplers and pop in there. It's like a pack of them. I think they're like,
but that just goes to show
bucks.
People who normally wear glasses that you may not even need the diopters.
Right, you might not need them.
If you can find somebody who has like Fat Sharks, just ask to see them. Try them out. You might be amazed at what you actually can see with no additions.
Dano's
because Dano tried Chris's.
Put the box goggles on the shelf.
He had the opportunity to check out a couple different
E-drone
ones.
sucks.
So.
He got the 4.3s. I don't like the 4.3, right? Okay, Ryan's goggles. Ryan has the HD 3s. I have the Dom B3s. So
I think Eric's got the HD 3s too.
So they have 4.3 versus 16:9. For some apparent reason, when I put Ryan's on, I can have them on for a few seconds. I'm dizzy when I take them off. I don't know if it's because it pulls everything closer to my eyes and it kind of messes with me. So I kind of lucked out when
Or maybe it's Chuck that has it.
When I first Chuck's got HDOs. So when I first met Ryan, I'm just holding this up. Well, here's an example here. I built him one of these, and he gave me the goggles for doing the labor on it. What is it, Ryan? Acrobrat. That's what it's called. So the Acrobrat. So I lucked out with that. All it needed was a DVR repaired, and I spent I think $50 on them for new DVR. So really, really nice, and I can see out of them. So when you guys were first like, man, your flying is coming along. What have you done? To be honest, I changed to the goggles. The goggles and the Taranis QX7. I don't bash the FlySky. I love the FlySky. I actually have what is it, Bob? That one transmitter, the Turnigy. I have the Turnigy, which is FlySky. I have two i6 as well. I say two, but now Crystal owns one of them, so I give her one with her bird, set her all up on FlySky. So Mars, I'll always beat her in a race. I have FrSky. But yeah, so I like that. at first when everyone was pushing me to go in that direction, man, you need Fat Sharks, man, you need QX7. I'm like, man, I need your wallet.
I'll just get with Josh and have him just hold your quad down like he did last week.
Yeah.
And I will definitely beat you in the race. So just remember, I have friends.
30-inch props, yeah, right?
He loves Dow props. What are you talking about? He actually, Captain, you missed it. He actually said HQ props suck. I thought we were all going to fall out on the ground.
So about 2 weeks ago, I was out flying. I had the Dark Max, which is right here. I had a set of Gemfan 5152s on it, grave diggers, is what I call them. I did good. I flown around for a while and crashed. Imagine that, right? So I broke a tip off the prop. I didn't have no more 5152s just to take and replace the prop. So I put a set of HQs on there. Oh my God. It was like, what? I changed quads instead of props. EBR, welcome. So then, yesterday I go out and fly. I tell myself, I take this guy here and I say, well, man, I'm going to try. You guys know what's on here. Dow Cyclones 5046. Believe it or not, amazing. This thing is on point with these, which, like I tried to tell you guys before when I just said Dow suck. In the cold. Now, in the cold, they'll break real easy, but that's a reason for that. Look how stiff that prop is. And then HQs will give more. So I didn't try another prop. I just went straight with HQ because Josh sent me a 99-cent link for them. So I bought a bunch of HQs. So my car flight that I put out was okay. I thought it was nice. But watch the flight that I'm dropping. I'll probably drop it tomorrow. It's already on YouTube, already edited up and everything. You're going to see the difference of what I mean. This guy is on point. Like, it doesn't even look like my flying, to be honest with you. I got off those sticks. I was just like, who was that guy? Because I don't know. I think because I don't know if it's where I've flown behind a car. When I got done flying with that car, I was like this. Like, my hands were shaking so bad. So I stopped, got myself together before I went and ripped the barn. So that barn that you guys saw me before at Winter Place Fly, I always had trouble. It's a real long barn. First time, say a year ago, I tried to power loop that barn. I come down and hit right on, almost halfway on the roof. Not hit, but that's where I come down at. So I bailed out of it. Man, this time I went straight on through that barn. Woof, woof, 2 times, and I've done it like another time throughout the video. But yeah, Dow Cyclones, I'm gonna run them for a little bit now and see how they act. The only thing too is that makes a difference is I'm tuning now, so I'm just doesn't have all that raw freaking power. So that's what I had before when I let off of the throttle and try to get in a maneuver. I noticed that Dow's give me a little bit more oscillation or prop wash, but the prop wash was a lot of my flying. I'd split as something, like I said, come over like this, I'd drop down, and then I'd get back in the throttle and come back out. That's not the way to do it. You want to come over, split S, and you want to be in that throttle when you're like this and just come on down with it. Don't wait till the quad drops and then come out of it. That's what I was doing. A major, major downfall on my flying part. Hella, what in the house?
We are doing great, babe.
Thanks, bro.
We're still in recovery mode from last week, but we're doing good.
We were just talking about you last night in the chat. Somebody said, so I showed the power loop on me with that barn. They were like, man, hella power loop, a McDonald's sign. I said, challenge accepted. They're like, well, he did it with a whoop. I'm like, oh, come on, guys. I'm going to do it with a 5-inch. So I'll put the challenge out there, guys. Hella started it with the whoop. Do it with a 5-inch. You know what I think be cool? Somebody might
3-inch.
Somebody might go to jail.
Oh, Lord.
Go over. What I want to do, you know how the arch goes like this? So I want to come over the arch, right? And kind of hit it on the top and just hit the arch and kind of slide down the arch and kind of like a dive. I thought that'd be cool. And then like power loop through it. I don't know. Can you fit a 5-inch through there?
You gotta have to wait and find out. Knife edge.
Hella. Is there any size difference?
Nah. That's all in your imagination.
I say I don't see no size difference. You guys see a size difference?
and it's the Mickey D challenge.
The Mickey D challenge. He's a nah. RC crazy. There he is. That's the guy who mentioned it last night. Ooh, clean 60 square today. You worked hard.
Captain said you would get a free Big Mac for that one.
Awesome. I'm doing it then. You know what'd be cool? That's why I said you're going. And the challenge is don't do it when they're closed. Fuck that. Do it when they're open. Make sure no one's under the sign. Maybe you don't want to bounce off no one's car. Either that or have your insurance ready. So yeah, while they're open, I'm fucking ready to go do it now. Go through it, yeah, and just pull backwards and go through the McDonald's sign and over it. Oh man, I can already see it coming.
Who's got bail money?
I can't remember how wide it is in between the M though.
Either that or one night it's either going to be a Monday or a Friday. I'm going to be sitting here by myself doing the Drone Network.
Didn't know why you had to go there. So yes, guys, you heard it on the noob, and you'll hear it here. They had 3 billion in one serve, 3 billion in one dove. So yes, my Hawk 5 decided to attack Charles at the Nubapalooza.
Attack Charles. The tree did like throw it at him. I gotta give you
The
that.
tree did throw it at him. I could have took a limb that went this way, but I took a limb that was off over this way. But I was still in the 6 foot drone or 6 foot safe area of other pilots. But you guys know when you fly with me, I'm just an idiot. But yeah,
And like Dano said, be careful when you ride with him too.
I'll never hear the end of this guy. He's over there pushing. He's over there. Look, I'm driving. I see his foot. He's over there pushing on the passenger side. I'm like, the brake ain't working, is it? He's like, no. Dano.
And I climbed in the back seat all the time to let Dano have the front. He's
I-
like, no, you sit up here.
I actually, so the other day I was driving. I'm coming up to the red light. 5 bicycles, zoom, right out front of us, right? The kid goes across the street. I'm like, damn, somebody's going to hit him. He pops a wheelie and rides up the hill, right? As soon as I turn around, Elantra. I freaking nailed him, dude. Barely bumped him, though.
How
But
can you say you nailed him and then say barely bumped him? That's like an oxymoron. They are not the same thing.
I
You
nailed him.
nail him, he has no trunk left.
Okay,
You
I hit
barely
him.
tap him, and there's just a little bit of paint exchange.
But the good
you
thing
barely
is,
trapped him.
the guy just said, don't worry about it. I put a little bit of white paint on his bumper. Knocked my headlight out. So I broke just the mount on it. No big deal. So yeah, I was like, oh. But that was
And then had to call me and tell
in
me what he did.
forever. Said, yeah. I said, hey, I just bumped the guy over here. She's like, what? I'm on my way. Wait,
That's not what he said.
the police
Hey,
there?
I just rear-ended a guy. I said, what?
He's tailgate at 7. Man, we had to get there, dude. They were waiting on us. When they call me and say, bro, we're flying, move, bitch. Get out the way. Get out the way. Dad and I wanted to get there because
I think
Dano
Dano
was down.
enjoyed his ride home that day in the back seat.
I drove safe every day after that. I heard enough shit. I guarantee every time we get together now,
Dano, I fussed with
He's
him
getting into that.
every day of Nubapalooza that I was in that car. Every single
tell
day.
him, Dano, that Magnum will book it. He said it's Crystal now?
Look, it was hilarious because he called me and he texted Rusty. So
I hear you.
I had already seen the car,
Hello?
made sure he was all right, the whole 9. I'm following him over to the grocery store, which is where we were headed in the first place. I was already at the grocery store, had to turn around and come back and discover. But Rusty calls me. He's like, have you heard from Daddy? And I'm like, I'm following him now. He said, wait, what?
What?
I said, oh yeah, I already know. He says, I didn't know if he texted me thinking he was texting you. I said, nope, he called me.
See, Hella, don't be upset if your Hawk 5 smashes. I did mine. I ripped the ESC off of her, but I got it in today. And this is the new one, the 30 amp. So how I do when I wreck my quads is I was upset because, like I said, I was an idiot. I didn't put a zip tie through these two little holes here. Let's get that wire out of the way. You see it right here. So how I assessed the situation, I was like, all right, is the quad, the ESC costs $45. It's got that Magnum F4 stack into it, or F3, I think, something like that. It's got the F4 in it. So I was like, well, is the quad worth $45? And I had to answer myself that yes, it is. It's got freaking $100-some Deadpool motors on it, so it's well worth that. So I went ahead and got an ESC for it. Oh, so you're waiting on your hot fiber replacement 2 months later. Got plugged. And I still have you on those prints, you and Gauss. Like I said, I got everything up going now. I had right here. You see my extruders? Got 2 of them laying out over here.
Whoa, I didn't hear about that.
But I think it's just where I run it, and it's, I don't know. It just starts leaking, oozing shit all over the prints, and it messes
Bob,
everything
I
up.
hope he's alright and not any issues. Apparently there was a shooting in Virginia Beach today, and Bob's brother was right across the street from it.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Where you at, RC Funds? You need to elaborate on that. But I did get some pink in. I talked to Louie, asking. He come in.
Holy cow, 11 killed.
Jesus, what?
Well, prayers are lifted for
That's
all of their
sad.
families and anyone who was around to witness
Oh,
that,
is that the
because
vet office? What? Alvin,
that's
welcome, brother.
nothing that anybody should ever have to witness.
And I got some prints for you going on too, Alvin. I gotta do him some in green. And I'm gonna get you a set of those gimbal things for your i6. That's just come dragging my ass. Well, not really dragging my ass. Like I said, I had printer problems, and then I had a lot of stuff going on, so I really wasn't able to get the printer going. But now it's up and running. I printed
I can't
stuff
wait to
now,
see what John chooses as his custom lithograph. That's going to be awesome.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that's right. John won it, didn't he? It might be something naked,
You might not want to publicize that.
right? So I can't wait to get this guy back up and running, because I don't know if you guys know, but well, I'm not even gonna say it. I hate this quad. I don't like it. It flies great.
No, it flies like trash.
Every
Can't say I
time,
hate it, it flies
every
great.
time I go, oh man, this thing's been flying so great. I just can't get over it. I crash it. Same way with this guy.
Hey, Eric.
I hate this quad. I just don't like it. It flies great. Too great. Me saying I love a quad is like saying last pack. It just doesn't work. So Eric, where you at with that Tyro? I want to see some power loops, some inverts. And he's like, hey,
Give him time.
nope, no time, because when I started, I didn't get no time.
Oh, you are so full
They
of it.
pushed me. They said, go do this, go do that. I know they did, really. Remember Ray and Ed were the two that really got me to do things. To be honest with you, I did the car thing because I love my drones. He's like, I haven't seen nothing with you yet chasing a car. And I kind of thought that was funny. I'm like,
Love My Drones is out sending a few
Alright.
packs right now. And he said that he was going to try to
Tiff,
make it in,
Mrs. RC, welcome. I know we said we're going to do it for 8 and then run in my mouth.
Uh-huh. I still haven't got over
I know.
there.
Do it. Hey, if he sends you a dick pic, trust me, you might put it all over the internet, but we all might not be able to see it because it is going to be little.
Oh, shots fired.
Dad'll get him in here. Guess who got fired from his
No,
job?
guess he got fired from his
Oh.
job or something. The shooter. That's still
That's-
no reason to do that. I'm sorry. That
And
is
let me tell
no
you what,
reason at
that's
all.
what got me out of guns. I'm not out of them. I still like going to the range every blue moon we do because we don't go much anymore, but I still have them all, but that's the thing. And with the drone laws, it's nothing different. Neil
Yeah.
was into the same thing I
Yeah.
was into. He'll tell
think
you.
the drone laws are bad? Try letting people find out that you have firearms.
Right. It's like
you're even more hated than any drone you could ever have.
exactly. Love my guns.
You
Yeah,
know
yeah.
it.
And that's what everyone did. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come 2019, you won't own a gun.
Well,
They'll take them all from you. I still have
just
every
like,
one of mine.
Just like from this shooting incident today in Virginia Beach, they're going to be after.
Right?
Oh,
Me
let's
neither.
toughen up the gun laws. Let's do this. Let's penalize people who own guns legally.
Oh, they're going to. That's what this is all
The
about.
people who own guns legally aren't the ones that are out doing this stuff.
Now let's
And if they
see.
can't figure that out, they're just.
And I don't want to
stupid.
get into politics, but let's see if the same chick. Remember when Obama was in president? The same lady was at every school shooting. That's a little ironic. Like, she wasn't a spokesman. She was like, oh, my kid got shot. It's like, how can you have kids in every school? And anyway. Hit the bombs.
That's what everybody
Well,
used to say
bobs are
about
here,
him.
Eric. I got you too, bro. I got enough in this part. I
We
got
have
rid of
enough to
a
more or less
couple.
take care of everybody in this park.
Right. I go
So-
around, knock on door. The Holy Ghost is coming. Here's this and a box of bullets. Take care of things. I know you guys in Aussie definitely. Well, at least you can own them with the license now. Because what was it before? You guys couldn't have nothing,
They
right?
wouldn't have anything for a long time.
Yeah, exactly, Hella. I know karate. Hey, I know crazy. Let me tell you something. A gun's nothing. You take a 5-inch, and if someone really wanted to harm you, let's go back to if you guys remember Drone Lovers Portugal. I was gonna say Baduga. Lewis is his name. He was jumped. I don't know. Like, I kind of at first was like, how the hell does that happen? But Louis Baduga RC told me how things are in that area, so it definitely. But my
Flying
thing
by
is,
yourself,
flying by yourself,
with
number
your
one,
goggles
being
on,
in your goggles sucks balls.
you're
So
not safe.
what I do, even when I'm by myself, I go to a lot of places now. I will come and circle myself. I'll make sure I always circle myself and look approximately around myself just to be safe. But somebody wanted to come at me. This thing right here,
That's a dangerous weapon by
would
itself
kick
that people
their
don't think
ass.
about.
I can come flying up to you, woo, pop, smack you with that light bulb, pull back away from you. You're going to go down, or you're going to see stars. I guarantee you. Or I run one of
Pretty
these.
much.
I run one of these up your ass like I did some dude before. You guys remember that video? Fly between my legs. Okay. As soon as I saw a crotch, I pulled up. Whap, back, 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 back. He's over there trying to jump, hurdle the drone. It
A
wasn't
lot
working.
of people got a good laugh over that.
Hey, me too, Hella. Grew up on the streets. But I'm gonna let Crystal do her mail.
Or if
do
you're
her
like
mail.
me
Do
and
the
your
news.
pocket size, you can't always fight fair.
Now, if you're flying a whoop, you're gonna piss them off. But one of these, it's gonna hurt. A 5-inch, oh, it's gonna leave a mark that they're gonna wish they never messed with. Can you just imagine, like, woo, crack, crack? I couldn't. I'm ugly enough, so I definitely won't mess with nobody with a drone. Now, a GPS drone, maybe they may be able to shove it away from them, but you guys know the way
Yeah.
we can fly these in acro. It's like walking up to them and boxing them. Bop, bop. Y'all saw a Bardwell that day. Remember that tree ate Bardwell's drone? He's like, yeah, tree, boop, boop, and was boxing it. So Crystal's ready to do the news. I can see her back there. So I'm going to let her do the news, and then we're going to end it, guys. But we will be back. Like I said, Monday, we're going to...
Monday.
So Monday will be the Drone Network 158, I think, right?
159.
159. Holy cow.
Jiminy.
But, yeah, so I'm going to start doing Mondays as a Drone Network, and it'll just be more or less run your mouth,
He's
do whatever.
afraid he's confusing you guys.
I am. I'm thinking I am, because I go live on my channel, and then you remember before when we all were Drone Network, they go, that damn Chris over there stirring trouble, and I was only live on my channel, but it's because they represent me and Crystal as the Drone Network every time they see us. So every time we're live, they're like, the Drone Network. So that's what I'm going to do. Mondays will be just the whatever shit going on, and Friday will be a structured show. Like I said, we're gonna have
Wow.
John C, but he was going out with his brother tonight, so
Captain
we'll have him
Cook
on
said
next
this
week.
would be the first time I have seen the news. That's because you were always having dinner during the news.
He's
my
always like,
dear.
"Fuck that news."
No, he was always hungry by then. He's like, all right, come on, news time.
I'd say we get Captain Cook on, let you guys meet him, but everybody already knows him. No, I'm hoping one
Very
Friday,
soon.
to get him on this panel as a guest, whatever, it doesn't matter. Come on. But guys, I'm gonna let her do her news, and then we'll check you guys later. Have fun, fly. Don't go to jail. If you go to jail, call me. I'll try to help you out. Might have somebody in the area.
Remember, just follow our 8
The laws now.
guidelines.
Yes.
That are now laws, and you're good.
Right. So do that, and you might be good. Hella, I'm gonna get that McDonald's in, bro. You guys, get it in. All right, Huckleberry. Tell me that toothpick was good.
All right, guys.
News.
News with Greg's voice. My news, Greg's voice. All right, guys. In news tonight, Ed, love my drones. Welcome, Cap. True Drone Reviews, Brian. Welcome, guys. In news tonight, in Boulder, Colorado, University of Colorado engineers are back in Colorado after chasing tornado-spawning storms across America's Great Plains. It's been an eventful 2 weeks for the crews using drones to collect data. The researchers are at the forefront of a study that could help save lives. They're working to give meteorologists the answers they need to provide even more warning time on tornadoes. This data is collected by flying on the edge of supercell thunderstorms. It's part of a mission to learn more about what causes tornadoes to form. There's no question that we've taken new, novel idea and data that's never been collected before, said CU engineering professor Eric Pugh. Pugh, his colleagues, and students chased storms in places like Nebraska and Oklahoma. They are in Boulder for a few days to repair drones before headed back into the field. 2 weeks is a lot longer than we thought things would go, kind of continuously with the weather, they said. The team of 15 flew 2 to 3 drones on 12 different storms, 6 of which produced twisters. We've been successful every single time we've tried to fly on a storm. On May 2nd, Fox 31 and Channel 2 introduced viewers to the team as they performed drone practice runs in Colorado. During those practices, CU said the new sensor technology and more rugged drones are enabling students to launch aircraft at crucial moments to measure pressure, temperature, and humidity. The drones stay on the outer edges of the storms. That is the perfect place to gather the data on the elements that feed the tornadoes. The CU team is also working with teams of researchers from the University of Nebraska, Texas Tech, and the University of Oklahoma. Their research is part of a 2-year study. Results will not be known until the study is complete. The CU researchers are planning to head back to the plains next week. Stay tuned. We'll see what type of data they are gathering and if it's really going to help. In other news, when a hurricane hits Miami, new drones may be checking on your doors to see who needs help. Miami-Dade mayor displays the OK sign of a new door hanger the county is mailing to more than, are you ready? 1 million households for use after a hurricane. The other side of the placard states, help, and is designed to alert rescuers that someone inside needs assistance. The county says drones can pick up the rescue request as well. The mayor says the door hangers will be mailed out on June 1st the start of the Atlantic hurricane season. This is going to be a first time that residents are asked to display any type of a placard after a storm. They are designed to give rescue crews a quick way to spot homes in distress in a hurricane's aftermath who couldn't otherwise call for paramedics or police. For areas left isolated by devastation, drones can pick up the safety checks from the sky, said Miami-Dade's emergency director. A drone will be able to get out and survey these areas a lot quicker than we may be able to get a vehicle out or on foot due to downed trees, power lines, and so forth. Rollison, the mayor, said Wednesday at a county press conference to highlight the official start of the 6-month Atlantic hurricane season on June 1st. The drone will be able to pick up on these signs and will be able to tell us by GPS exactly what the location of the place is that has the help sign up. Night, Dano. Thanks for joining us, babe. This is the first year that Miami-Dade is including door hangers in the hurricane guide that is being mailed to more than 1 million households. The instructions are inside. We're just going to have to wait and see how well this truly works. Think about it. If you're really in an emergency situation and you can't get to the door to put the placard out, what happens? Do they just fly on by and not say anything? Do they send somebody out to double check on the homes that don't have the placards displayed? I'm sure there'll be more news coming on that as hurricane season is right around the corner. In other news, drones are hurting rescue efforts in Tulsa as the dangerous flooding continues. Listen.
Okay.
Emergency helicopters have been hard at work searching for victims, dropping supplies, and monitoring the dams that are threatening to overflow as flooding ravages Tulsa, Oklahoma. But hobbyists trying to capture pictures with their drones are standing in the way. The Tulsa Police Department has posted a video to its Facebook page calling on drone operators to follow Federal Aviation Administration regulations and keep those unmanned aircrafts out of the way of the emergency helicopters so as not to impede rescue efforts.
Yep.
If you can't see your aircraft, said the sergeant in the video, it is too high. Good point. About 30 drones were flying illegally on Tuesday, according to the Tulsa Fire spokesperson. The helicopters cannot work in areas where a drone is spotted due to, quote unquote, the potential for a crash. So you've got a guy out here who's taking pictures for fun. Then you have a group that's out here trying to save lives. Which is more important? Tulsa's police and fire departments asked those flying drones to stay away from the levees and the Arkansas River so first responders can get to them safely and check the FAA regulations before they fly. Back from the sky, welcome. You are correct. It is 400 feet, but here's the catch to this. All 77 of the counties in Oklahoma are under a state of emergency. State of emergency overrules all of our guidelines or laws. It means keep them down where you can see them, or don't take them outside, because a state of emergency gives all emergency officials the right of way. So that's all they're asking right now is as long as the state of emergency is out, just keep your drones down where you can see them, not up in the air, because those helicopters are flying low right now. They're flying low to spot victims. To spot the victims in a flood, they have to fly low. So that's all they're asking. Don't impede
because right now, at least 6 people have died in Oklahoma over the last several days due to flooding, severe storms, tornadoes, and the straight line winds that have hit that state. So there's been a lot going on in Oklahoma, and I know people are worried about their house and their property. It's to be expected. A lot of people use their drones just to check out their own area. That's understandable, but give it a little bit of time. And this is probably going to sound really cold and really awful, but if your house has already sustained damage, that damage is still going to be there in a few days. Just give these guys time to do what they can to rescue and help others. Not a problem back from the sky. Not a problem at all, babe. And in other news, good news this time about drones. Palladian Drones has picked up $1.3 million to give first responders a live feed of emergencies. In emergency situations, minutes can mean the difference between life and death. Palladian Drones, a company launching out of the Y Combinator, wants to use technology to minimize the amount of time between a 911 call and a response through autonomous drones. The company today announced the close of a $1.3 million seed round with participation from Cosa Ventures. Palladian software allows a drone. Right now, the software works with DJI drones, which a lot of emergency responders are using, to deploy to the location of an incident and let first responders scope out the area beforehand. For example, a Palladian drone might be deployed to the site of a fire, where it will arrive before first responders in an attempt to map out any dangers and locate the hot spots of the fire inside the building. The hope is to do as much data gathering and analysis as possible before any first responder gets on site. So while they're driving to the scene, the drone will be giving them live image feed of exactly what is going on. This allows them to jump straight into the process of saving lives and preventing further damage as soon as they arrived, as opposed to taking time to map out a situation. According to Palladian, one of the biggest issues in emergency situations is lack of information. Usually the only information that first responders have when they get on site is what is gleaned from a 911 call. Because people placing 911 calls are usually in a state of panic, that information can be unreliable. In fact, that's exactly how Palladian came to be. Co-founder and CEO Shrivasta had a conversation with firefighters after his friend's house had burnt down while the family was on vacation. The 911 call was placed by a neighbor walking by. The firefighters told Shrivasta that they originally didn't have the right location of the emergency due to an unreliable 911 call. They said this actually happens about 70% of the time, because whenever there is an emergency, generally the person calling 911 is panicking, and they can only give so much information. That's when they realize this is a huge problem. These firefighters are trying to save lives, and they don't have good information. As a recreational drone pilot, he realized there was an opportunity to give firefighters and other first responders a real-time view of the scene to close that information gap. And so, Palladian was born. Shrivasta and his co-founder, Penny Packer, recently graduated out of the Y Combinator and are running a pilot program with Memorial Village Police Department just outside of Houston, Texas. The Polidian drone technology offers clear benefits to the first responders. The average response time for an emergency ranges anywhere from 8 to 15 minutes, whereas a Polidian-powered drone can get there in 30 to 90 seconds. That said, there are still looming concerns about the invasiveness of this type of surveillance technology, but Polidian has thought ahead. Not only does the company plan to work with local, state, and federal government to ensure that its platform is compliant, but it also has built software to ensure Polidian drones record the sky when they're en route to an emergency, only panning down to the ground when they're on site. Guys, if this works out, can you imagine? You already have emergency responders using drones. This will give them so much more of an advantage. And in a situation where your house is burning, or there's an extreme accident, or even just like what happened at Virginia Beach today with a shooter, a drone's there like that. Traffic can hold up emergency responders, even though you're supposed to move over. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes those emergency responders still get held up in traffic. So, maybe this is a good idea. Time will tell. But that article right there goes to show you that a recreational drone flyer is the one that came up with this idea. So guys, if you have dreams on what you want to do with your drones, go after them. What's stopping you? There are grants. There are all kinds of things that can help you to achieve those dreams. So, just because we're recreational drone flyers now, that doesn't mean anything.
True drones.
If you want to do something with your drone that hasn't been done before, go after it. He did, and you see where he is now. So, there's always good in drone news. There's just a little bit of but you hear more of the than you do the good. That's why I'm always trying to bring you guys drones in the good, because the technology is there. It's amazing what we can do, even as little people. So just remember.
Ed knows what shrooms he's talking about.
Just remember, if you want and you get out to fly this weekend, do it safely. Follow our guideline laws now. Keep your props pointed in the proper position at all times. And have an amazing time doing it. It's a great hobby. Some people have turned it into a career.
What's up?
So, the sky's the limit. Your
Jim.
imagination is the limit. So, I want to thank you guys all for joining us tonight.
Back from the sky. Thank you for jumping in with us.
Sorry it's a shorter show, but just remember, as Chris said, we will be back on Monday.
Yeah.
With the Drone Network at
we'll do it. We'll try to still shoot for 6.
At 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then back on
Bradley, welcome.
On Friday. You know who that is, Bradley. That is the famous MD95 TSI.
Famous? No, just MD.
He may not be famous to himself, but he's famous to a lot. So
we know the Lunatics had some mushrooms in his life.
He's been out flying. Remember, guys,
flying lunatic, exactly.
Send it, enjoy it, have a blast with it.
Indeed.
And until next time.
And thank you guys for your time. Thank you, even the ones that didn't stop in the chat. Thank you for your time, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
On Monday.
I promise the times will get better. It's just been a long week and everything, as Crystal said. So, love you guys. Get them birds in the air.
Night, guys.
The MD challenge.
Be safe.
Mickey D challenge. My bad.
Until next time. Love you guys.
Peace out.